right. How is everyone doing today? Out there in YouTube land? How are all my... How is everybody? Alright, so, first, before I kind of want to start this video, I kind of felt bad about this last week. Because I do a lot of videos on Twitch. And I stream there pretty much daily on Twitch. And a few months ago, somebody he came into my stream who I thought was a good person, and I was helping them out, but they kind of backstabbed me, and I had to ban them from my channel. And the way he took that ban was on Discord. He sent me a letter. Sorry, my eyes are blurry. And it sounded extremely stalkerish. Turned that letter over to one of my mods, and he went and talked to the guy, and, well, I haven't heard from him since then, so maybe he's gone. I don't know. But to this day, he's still talked about, and not everybody knew about the letter, and I opened up about the letter, and we kind of laughed at it, and then one of my regular viewers kind of made a joke about it. Yo, Joshy, how you doing? And I had to go to an appointment, but I left Minecraft open for everybody to play on my server while I was gone. And when I got back, my viewer was gone, but he left me some stalker surprises in Minecraft to laugh at. And for some reason on Twitch, he couldn't view the VOD. So I had to clip the VOD and export it out to YouTube so he could see my reaction when I came home from my meeting. And so we did kind of laugh about stalkery stuff. But today we're going to get into the important side of stalkers. That's no joke. That's not fun to laugh at, because sometimes, we laugh at serious stuff in life that is really serious in life and serious for other people. And I have a viewer in my Twitch from Belgium, and so that's where this story comes from. I told him I would tell her story, and because it's so low profile, it was just in a lot of what you can find on her is in local newspapers, and because it's in Belgium, half the newspapers are in Dutch. I wish I could read Dutch. I could probably sit there and translate it if I wanted to. I thought about, should I do Google Translate and see if the Dutch newspapers say anything different? So if you read Dutch, you can go read more. Maybe you can read more on her story, see if there's anything different. Hey, Bredio, there you are. So if I read Dutch, I would hopefully have a little bit more on her story. So there's this nurse. I love her name too, Veronique. Because in America, Veronica is popular, but apparently over there in Belgium, Veronique is popular. I think that's even cuter. We need to import that name. Just kidding. It is a very, very pretty name. It's the first time I've heard that name, and it's very, very pretty. She's a nurse, and a couple of years ago, she met this guy, Jurgen, and dated him. Now, nothing's gone into specifics about why the relationship had to break up. This is the biggest curiosity for me because she was obsessed with him, but something kept her from dating him. He did not want the relationship to break off. And so he started stalking her because he didn't know why the relationship couldn't work out. Maybe she didn't make it clear, or maybe he didn't like the reason. And because she had, and this is where it's a big cautionary tale also, because like here in America, I don't know the laws over there totally, completely in Belgium. Maybe Brad can fill us in. If somebody starts stalking you, definitely don't contact them. Go get a restraining order. If they happen to show up where you are, please call the police immediately and use that restraining order. A restraining order is nothing, because a restraining order only works if you use it. Because if you don't actually use it when they show up and call the cops immediately and get them out of there, it really is just a piece of paper. You have to actually use that restraining order, or it's just a piece of paper. But she would occasionally call him. Not often. It was more him contacting her, though. And so she didn't break it off clear enough, because she was still had some obsession with him. She didn't break it off clear enough, which is the sad part, because I think this is what leads up to everything. I got to fill in some of the gaps here, because like I said, it's just local news. The family and the friends are really stunned. They're not saying much of what they know. I need to fly to Belgium and interview him. All right, you guys, let's go to Belgium, because I really want deeper aspect into the story of what happened. Like I said, Jurgen was upset that the relationship wasn't working out, and he wanted it to so bad. And even though she was obsessed with him, she just wouldn't date him. And so Jurgen finally got to this point in the relationship, and this is the horrible, sad point where, he gets a friend and tells the friend he needs a firearm to go help him buy one. He's got the money. But there's just a reason why he can't buy it at the store. Luckily, in a way, that failed. Now, I wish friends that knew that people like him were buying firearms would start warning people. And say, I think he's trying to buy a firearm for nefarious reasons. Call him up and be like, hey, you might want to watch your back, because I caught him trying to buy a firearm. And I know he's not going to go hunting with it. Do they go hunting in Belgium? Like, what would you need a firearm for? Like, we're going to have to look up recreation stuff in Belgium. Besides waffles. Because it's like, why? Like, in America, like here in Utah, you could definitely be like, hey, I'm going deer hunting. You'd be like, yeah, let's go deer hunting, dude. That's what I need it for. Deer hunting. They're starting to get smarter, though, in gun stores, and recognize when a friend is there to buy and deny the friends the ability to buy the firearm if they recognize that they think this is one of those types of sales where it's not for the guy that's actually buying it, it's for the guy standing behind him. Yeah, that's not a thing where Yeah, that's what I was wondering. So it's like if your friend's trying to buy a firearm, and I think he might have known Veronique, and it's like he should have called up Veronique and said, "Look, he's trying to buy a firearm. You know, watch your back, be careful." Because also that's another question I have is how many people knew about their relationship, and how many people knew about the stalking. There's so many unanswered questions, especially on these low profile cases. There's like no hunting here. Firearms getting bought here is usually illegal. Well, that's not good. Okay. There is no hunting in Belgium. Um let's see, trying to think. What was I gonna say? Yeah. Because this is where it becomes like this huge cautionary tale. Is if you are one of these friends or side people that are witnessing somebody who's distraught about a relationship that they're trying to get back into that they can't. Usually, the people that have these kind of stalker obsessions aren't very quiet. They can be, but sometimes they're not. They can be very vocal about being upset at the one that they desire not wanting them back. And like I said, this is where it becomes a very cautionary tale. If you're one of those friends or somebody on the sideline that is seeing things go down like that, don't be afraid to speak up and say something to another friend, or if you know the person, because that could have hopefully. So he's going around, he's trying to find a firearm for 3 weeks. He can't find one. But he's still going to stalk her anyways. And until, who knows? Who knows what he was thinking at this moment, because he couldn't get a firearm. So he was just still going to stalk her. And one evening, they met up at, is it a club or a football game? Because I thought I saw it in two different newspapers, two different events. Or a football game and then a club after. He showed up there, but then he disappeared. And she thought everything was okay. And then her and her friend separate, and she texts her friend, "I'm on my way to the restaurant. I'll be there soon." She just had to go home real quick or something. She ends up outside of her house. Jurgen shows up. They're arguing. They're fighting. Things are not going well. The neighbors are hearing this ruckus. That's probably why the next step happened, I imagine, of why she would say, "I don't want to fight out on the street. Let's go inside." Because remember, she does still have an obsession with him, but she just won't get back together with him. So it's not the stalking is one-sided, but the obsession is not one-sided. She does love him. She does, but she just can't be with him. So I think she thought, where's the danger in this, right? And next thing the neighbors know is the ruckus is gone, but now in the hallways outside the apartment, there's blood and stuff everywhere. And they call the cops. No, he could not find a firearm. So at this point, after he got invited into her house and the heated debate continued, He chose a weapon of opportunity. And it's really sad. She was a 36-year-old nurse. I forgot to re-look that back up. 36-year-old nurse, very sweet, kind person, really helpful in the community. Everybody loved her. Her friends freaked out when she didn't show up for dinner, and then freaked out more when they found out what happened. But because everybody knew who was after her, he was caught very quickly. The cops are currently still trying to find a reason to keep holding him in jail this year. They recently, last I heard, extended his jail stay from February to March. I don't know if he's released or they found a new reason to keep holding him back. But they're trying not to release him. And trying to get their case put together for this. Yeah, 36-year-old nurse. And she was just one of those beautiful people in this world that did a lot of good in this world through her job, through just being her. But like some people in this dating world, you just get caught up in this horrible whirlwind love affair of obsession that is hard to break off from. Like I said, I know in America, get restraining orders, use those. Don't let them just be a piece of paper. If you're a friend and you find out that somebody who's never liked firearms before is trying to buy one and he just had a really bad breakup, maybe say something. John Cooper just followed me. Freak Sheldon Cooper. Are you getting stalked by a oh wait, I shouldn't say that word. Dang it. Stalking sometimes can be a funny joke, but it's not funny sometimes. Like I said, it gets serious. Like I said, like in Veronique's case, it's very serious. I wish I could read Dutch and read more on her story, and I wish I could go out there to Belgium and find out more. I would love to spread her story around, share her story around, guys, because for everybody out there in that crazy dating world, and for friends, for if you have a friend who's dating, notice the signs of abuse, and if maybe that's why Veronique cut it off. Maybe it was an abusive relationship. Maybe she kept that part quiet. Maybe she was obsessed with him, but there was some abuse. Because usually abuse comes before something that dramatic. Usually a really nice person doesn't just snap and plan to unalive their ex. Usually they walk away. Heartbroken, but walk away. But like I said, thanks for kind of listening to your story. I wish I had a bigger story for you, but like I said, I just gotta look at what's in the local newspapers and kind of read the situation of what's going on, and hopefully her family and friends speak out later more about the case, but they seem to be pretty confused. But spread her story around and let her story be told to everybody that take every stalker seriously. Don't laugh and make a joke of it. Take it seriously, because you don't know how far someone is willing to go, even if they're states away. Because like me, I go, well, I'm states away, I feel safe. But there's also stories of famous people being stalked and unalived, or darn near close. And like Taylor Swift just said in a recent interview, she's got 5 homes and she never tells anybody what home she's in, because someone will show up at her door. Oh, Brad, we got a funny video to show you later today that Fur showed me last night. Alright, well, YouTubers, please share her story. Please share it with your friends who are dating and could possibly end up in a situation like that. Either I wish she would have just called out for a neighbor, called the cops right there on him as they were fighting outside her apartment. Never had invited him into the apartment and never said, yeah, come on in, let's finish the argument inside, and gave him that weapon of opportunity and the privacy to do what he'd been thinking about for the last 3 weeks. So, yeah, sometimes I forget to add stuff in the story and I have to tack it on the end. But there are different ways this story could have been handled that I wish she would have known to. It's less embarrassing to pull a neighbor in for help than it is for the possible alternative that could happen behind closed doors. Because it would have been so much better if she had just, or she could even text one of her friends saying, hey, Jurgen's at my house arguing with me. I can't move. I can't do anything. Hopefully they would have raced to her house to help her and said, hey, we got to go help her. Let's go. And so there's multiple ways things could have been handled and taken care of. I mean, she had a mobile phone right there. And out in the open, there's no privacy. And so they either got to give up and run away or be more bold. And sometimes they can get bold and be quick at it. Had he gotten a firearm, he probably would have. Because a firearm, that's the hard thing I hate about firearms, is they're so quick like that. You don't have time the time to save someone is so low. And so maybe save a friend's life by sharing stories of others of what have happened to them so that it does not happen to you. Armed cook, yeah. Let's go over to Twitch, Joshy. I'll get in Discord chat in just a sec too. Alright, thank you, YouTubers. We'll see you guys later. Like I said, you're always welcome to come live chat while I'm streaming here, or come meet me in Twitch and live chat and play games. And you guys have a good rest of your day until I see you guys next. Stay warm, stay happy, and stay loved.